Before this video ends, one version of you will watch every second, another version will leave in about 23 seconds, and another version of you never clicked at all. If the many worlds idea is right, those are not just things that could happen. In some strange sense, they may all happen. All the other versions will feel just as real as you do. They will remember being you. They will have your face, your room, and your unfinished plans. But none of them will think they are the copy, neither do you. So here is the question we are going to leave open until the end. If every outcome is real, why are you this you? And there is a second question hiding behind it, a worse one. If everything happens, what does the word chance even mean? This is Bobby. Bobby is going to help us break reality without using any hard math. Imagine the tiny quantum coin inside a sealed box. It is not a normal coin. Before we check it, quantum theory can describe it as a mix of heads and tails at the same time. That does not mean the coin is secretly one or the other, and we just do not know. Experiments tell us that tiny things really can behave as if several possible states are present together. Then Bobby opens the box. Bobby sees heads. Simple, right? Not really. Because the math still contains the other answer. So where did tails go? One common answer says, the wave of possibilities collapses. The moment we measure the coin, all the unused answers disappear and one result becomes real. But in 1957, a young physicist named Hugh Everett asked a strange question. What if nothing disappears? What if the wave never collapses? Keep the quantum rules running, he said. Do not add a special rule just because a human looked inside a box. When Bobby checks the coin, Bobby becomes linked to it. There is now a branch where the coin says heads, and Bobby remembers heads. And there is a branch where the coin says tails, and Bobby remembers tails. Both results remain inside one giant quantum state. This later became famous as the many worlds interpretation. But do not picture fresh universes popping into space like soap bubbles. Worlds is a useful name for branches of one enormous quantum system. The universe does not make a copy, place it next door, and hang a sign that says Universe 2. It is more like one story spreading into paths that can no longer compare notes. And now we reach the first truly weird part. If Bobby becomes two versions, why does neither version feel it happen? Because the memory splits with the result. The Bobby who sees heads remembers walking to the box, opening it, and seeing heads. The Bobby who sees tails remembers the exact same walk, then opening it and seeing tails. Each past feels smooth. Each outcome feels like the only one. There is no little alarm in the brain that says, warning, branching complete. From inside a branch, reality looks single because every record around you agrees. Your eyes agree with the coin. Your brain agrees with your eyes. The camera agrees with your brain. Even the light leaving the room carries a record of what happened. It is as if the whole world becomes a witness, and once the witnesses spread the story, taking it back becomes almost impossible. That process has a name: decoherence. Decoherence sounds huge, but the idea is simple. Tiny quantum things do not stay alone. They bump into air. Light hits them. Heat moves through them. Their information leaks into everything nearby. The coin does not only become linked with Bobby, it becomes linked with the box, the room, the dust, and the particles of light escaping under the door. Very quickly, the different outcomes stop acting as if they can meet again. Not because the other outcome was destroyed, because it became tangled with too much of the world. Think of 2 drops of ink falling into an ocean. The laws do not forbid you from gathering every bit of ink and rebuilding the drops. But good luck doing it. This is why chairs do not seem to be in 2 places. Big objects are constantly sharing information with their surroundings. The strange quantum blur gets spread so far that each branch looks solid from the inside, so the walls around you may not prove that reality is one story, they may only prove that you are trapped inside one chapter. Now let us make it personal. Many worlds is often described as if every choice creates a new universe. That is too simple. Your choice is not a magic universe button. Branching comes from quantum events and their contact with the world. It is happening in messy, countless ways all the time. But your life is made from physical events too, so different branches may contain different versions of your future. A version who sent the message, a version who deleted it, a version who missed the bus and never met someone. A version whose life changed because one tiny event went another way. Here is the part people usually skip. Before those futures separate, they share the same past. They can each point back to this moment and say, that was me. So which future person owns the person you are right now? Both? Neither? Imagine waking tomorrow with every memory you have tonight. You would not call yourself a copy. You would say you continued. Now imagine two people wake with those same memories. Which one continued? The many worlds answer may be this. The question is broken. You did not have one future waiting for you. You had a shape that could branch. And now we reach the worst question. Suppose the quantum coin has equal odds of heads or tails. In ordinary language, there is a 50% chance of each result. But if both results happen, what is 50% measuring? You cannot ask which result will exist. Both will. You can only ask which result you will find yourself seeing. But before the box opens, there is one Bobby. After it opens, there are two. What does the first Bobby expect? This is one of the hardest arguments around many worlds. Supporters say the normal probability rule can still be recovered by thinking carefully about the weight of each branch and what a reasonable observer should expect. Critics say the problem is not so easily solved. The math predicts experimental results brilliantly. The fight is over what the math says reality is, and no experiment has simply handed us a photograph of another branch. The branches are expected to stop sharing useful information once decoherence takes hold. So no, this does not mean you can send a text to another you. It does not mean dreams are messages from other worlds, and it definitely does not make danger fake. Another version survives is not a promise that this version will. Quantum immortality is a dangerous thought experiment, not a safety plan. Now look at Bobby again. The face is split down the middle, but Bobby never sees the line. That may be what consciousness is like under many worlds. Not a magic object floating above physics, just another physical record inside a branch. You do not stand outside the universe and watch it choose. You are one of the things being changed by the choice. The observer is inside the experiment, and that creates a final, uncomfortable thought. Maybe another version of you made the worst mistake of your life. Maybe another avoided it. If both are real, should you feel lucky? Guilty? Nothing at all? Do you owe anything to people you can never meet, even when those people began as you? Physics does not answer that. But a theory about particles has somehow turned into a question about who deserves your concern. At the start, I asked why you are this you. Many worlds gives an answer that barely feels like an answer. You are this version because this is the result recorded in your branch. Every other version says the same thing from somewhere you cannot reach. There may be no master version, no original standing above the copies, no single camera showing the one true ending, only different observers, each holding a complete memory of how they arrived. So tonight, when you make one tiny choice, do not imagine a universe splitting because you picked one snack instead of another. Imagine something stranger. Imagine that reality was never a single road in the first place. Maybe you are not the traveler. Maybe you are the road, briefly able to look back at itself. And somewhere in the branching dark, another Bobby just finished this video too. Only that one heard a different final sentence. Did you?